Hey, I'm Dave.
I'm Joshua.
We're from We Came as Romans, and you're watching PitCam.tv.
You are so far away, and this strength on me. To raise your voice every day. You never know what to ever tell you.
Hey, I'm Monica with PitCam, and I'm here with Dave and Joshua from We Came as Romans. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hey, great.
Yeah, good, awesome.
This is your second European tour. The first one was the Never Say Die tour, end of last year. Have you guys noticed any difference in the reception? Have you been received better this time around?
Yeah, I feel like the first time we were here, there was maybe only a handful of people that knew who we were. And now, we're bringing out, a couple hundred kids headlining, and people know our words. Some people know our names. As far as that, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think the first time in Europe is a little rough for some bands sometimes, just because a lot of bands will come to Europe like once and then kind of like forget about it and not really, I guess, give their attention to it. But we didn't want to be one of those bands. We wanted to be able to come back to Europe and build relationships with people here, and so that's going really well. And we can definitely see. We actually have friends here that we met last time that are just hanging out with us, so it's nice.
Did you have any kind of expectations the first time you were coming over here? Did you know anything about it?
I had no idea. I had never left America besides going to Canada, which is our neighbor basically. So I had no idea what to expect being in a foreign country, thousands of miles away from home. I really didn't know, and it was pretty awesome though. I mean, I knew a little bit about Germany because I studied German shortly in high school, and so did Josh actually. But other than that was the only thing I really maybe knew a little bit about.
I hear you've actually gotten to see some in Berlin today.
Yeah, I did. I got to see the wall, walk down pretty much the whole thing, or not the whole thing, but probably a good mile or two or so, and walked around. It was awesome, because last time we were in Berlin, I didn't get to see it all. We were busy. We had to work our own merch and everything, so we were kind of limited to what we could do during the day. But today it was awesome. I got to see the wall, which I really wanted to see. It was cool.
You guys were actually in London on the weekend of the royal wedding, weren't you? Yeah. What was that like?
It was just, there were so many people there, and yeah, some of my family back home was like, oh, there's a royal wedding and all this stuff, and personally I was just that's cool, but I mean, I didn't really have the greatest amount of interest in it, just because, I don't know, it doesn't really affect me, it doesn't really affect us being touring musicians, so. But there were people camped out for weeks over it and everything. It was crazy. Flags
made with the prince and princess. Is that? I don't know. I don't know anything about it either. But my girlfriend back home was like, "The royal wedding's this weekend." I go, "What is that?" I didn't even really understand what was going on until we got there. And
yeah.
Well, you recorded a new single at the end of last year and released it. Why did you decide to go into the studio to record only one song?
Actually, the reason why we're in the studio in the first place was to record a song for Punk Goes Pop 3. And then while we were in there, we had extra time, and we were like, well, let's record a song just to kind of, I guess, keep the buzz going, keep kids interested, and just because we had new material, so it was like, why not go ahead and record something. We were already recording a song for the compilation CD, so we were like, well, we can do an original song as well.
And you've started recording the follow-up to your debut, right? Mm-hmm. How's it going?
Awesome. I'm really excited. Josh has been doing most of the work so far of it. Kyle and I go in after this tour to lay down all the vocals and get all that ready, and I'm so excited to put down some vocals over what they've already been doing. It's awesome. I'm really excited.
What can we expect this time around from the new album?
Nothing too crazy in terms of changes and whatnot. I just think that I guess our music just kind of matures and progresses as we mature and progress as people, and just being on the road and being a band. And so, I mean, we still have the sound that we were going for onto Plant a Seed, but just, I guess, just a grown version of that, or a growing version of that, rather. I mean, the plan is to always be growing and always be expanding, and so that's what we're trying to do.
You sort of have to squeeze the recording in between tours, don't you?
Yes.
Why do you do it like that? Why don't you just take a break off from touring and focus fully on the recording process?
I mean, we're a young band. I think it's good for our career to stay on the road, and we love it. I mean, I had a month off while the guys were in the studio doing a lot of the instruments for the album, and 2 weeks into that break, I was itching to get back out on the road. We love it, and I think it's healthy for us to stay on the road and keep our name out there and make people keep talking about what we're doing. I think it's probably the best for our career at this point.
I actually just talked about that with The Word Alive, and they also said that in this scene you always have to be right in front of people so they don't forget about you.
Well, yeah, you want people to be
feel that?
talking about it, talking about your show, how excited they are to go to your show. I mean, and it's good that we just landed Warped Tour in the States, and that's going to really help push our album in the fall. I mean, it's exciting. It really helps to be on the road, keep people talking about you, keep everything rolling. So.
You don't feel like the result, the new album is gonna feel rushed in any way when you have to do it like that, just squeeze it in between tours?
No, I mean, though our our studio time was broken up, at the end of it we'll still have a total of like 8 weeks in the studio, and when we did To Plant a Seed, we did it over the course of 5 weeks, and we're all still incredibly happy with how that CD came out. So having 3 extra weeks to just really perfect everything and just have it literally exactly how we want it to. Just the fact that it was broken up into 2 parts, really, I don't think will have an effect on really anything. I mean,
this one is being produced by Joey Sturgis as well. He's done so many bands in this genre. Asking Alexandria, Of Mice and Men, Doris Prada, Miss May. I could just name a lot of bands. Why do you go with him this time around as well? Why aren't you afraid a little bit that the result might be a little, the sound could be a little generic when so many bands use him the whole time?
I could see that, but we have a lot of faith in Joey because we recorded the Dreams EP with Joey as well, and I feel like going into the Dreams EP, we had an idea of what we wanted to do, but we didn't really have a definitive sound yet. And I feel like Joey helped us find that. Joey knows what we're striving for, and Josh and Joey work closest together, and the way that they work off each other, it's like they're reading each other's minds. It's pretty amazing. He has a very good grasp on what we're trying to do, what we're trying to sound like, and what we're trying to accomplish with the album.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I love working with Joey. On top of him being like a personal friend of all of ours, it's just the way that we're able to work with him and the result that we're able to get out of it is just awesome. I couldn't ask for a better audio engineer and band relationship than what we have with Joey.
Dave, you said in an interview that you hope that people walk away from your shows with a different mindset. What do you mean by that?
We're always trying to just spread positivity and a good message and tell people to take care of each other in whatever way that they can think of, I guess. And it's like the whole idea of our album. I mean, you plant a seed, you plant an idea in someone's head and hope that it can grow into something bigger than just a seed, like a tree, and just plant like a thought in someone's head. Maybe they can go out and, help one person that will maybe help 100 people, or, it's kind of like, that's pretty much what our whole album's about, and that's kind of what we talk about live, and that's what we're striving to do lyrically and musically right now.
You posted a status update on Facebook a couple of days ago, telling your fans that you weren't really interested in having people at your shows if they were only there to fight in the mosh pit. How big of a problem is this, do you feel?
Not always. It's kind of rare in our shows.
Well, especially at our shows, because we're not like a super heavy band, and we do have a lot more singing. I mean, it's more common at shows of like really, really hardcore bands, but I mean, it still happens, and it sucks. It sucks for everyone else at that show when there's someone there just to ruin someone else's night.
It's not fun. I mean, if I go to see a show personally and I don't want to mosh, I don't want to get punched in the back of the head. You know what I mean? That's just, if you want to punch somebody, I guess punch the people that you're moshing with maybe, but I just hate when they're crowd killing and punching people in the back of the head, and then they're flicking off the bands on stage. It's like, why are you here? What are you doing here? It's just, it ruins the show for everybody. And everyone's there to have a good time. Everyone's there to laugh, sing, see the bands they like, and you get this guy that's just ruining it for everybody,
Don't stop, keep it going. Sing with me, you sing. With my eyes and sing. Take my hand and let me show you what it is to love.
Now, Joshua, earlier this year you were diagnosed with a bacterial meningitis. You guys were on tour, right?
Yeah, it was 3 days, or well, technically 4 days into our first major headliner that we'd ever done as a band. And yeah, I got really sick. I tried to go to a hospital. They gave me some Tylenol and was like, "Oh, you're fine. You can go out." And then our guitar tech and our drummer found me later unconscious. And so from there I was taken to the hospital, and a lot of things happened that I don't really know because I was unconscious for 4 days. And then I was flown home, and I was still on antibiotics. And then luckily I recovered completely and got the okays from the doctor, and I flew out and was able to join the last week of that tour. And
That's hardcore.
yeah.
Terrifying. From being on the other side of it, it was the scariest thing. I got woken up in my bunk when they took him to the hospital, and he goes, our tour manager goes, "You guys all have to go get shots for meningitis." And we were like, what? Like, we didn't know what was going on. I mean, they didn't know if it was airborne or whatever, so we all had to take antibiotics and everything to, protect ourselves. And then they didn't know what his status was yet at the time. It was the scariest thing, best friend's unconscious. Like, we didn't know what was going on. It was the scariest thing. And we had to drive all day too when we left him, so we had to think about it for a whole day too. It was terrible. It was
How do you even manage to go on touring knowing that your best friend is in the hospital and he might actually die?
Well, we talked to his parents, and I've known Josh for a long time. We've all, we're all very good friends. And I told his parents, I was like, I feel like Josh would want us to go on and continue this tour. And his parents were like, yeah, definitely, he would. And his parents gave us the go ahead too, because we wanted to talk to them. And
if I would have woken up and you guys didn't, I would not have been happy. I would be like, "What are you guys doing?" I understand it's a very serious thing that I was in the hospital, but I mean, as a band on stage, we do have a very specific message, like we were saying earlier, about spreading positivity. And I understand that I couldn't be there with the band and it was scary for everyone, but I think it's more important that we still continue to try and influence these kids, even if we're one member down and whatnot. And I'm stoked that the guys kept going and were able to do the whole tour.
You got a lot of support from your fans, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah,
it was crazy. You had so
crazy.
Many Facebook groups and all that, Twitter stuff. It was
posts.
Tumblr, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I think the fans really appreciated it too. I mean, they were obviously all looking after Joshua and praying for him, whatever it is that they, believe in. They were all sending all their love his way, and I think they thought it was really awesome too that we were able to keep touring, and that, we told them every night, we're Josh would want us to be here, so we're here to play in front of you guys, and the kids loved it too, and we worked it all out, and yeah. Josh is alive, so.
Where do you see yourselves in 4 to 5 years?
Hanging out.
I'd like to still be doing this, but I mean, that's always the goal, but I mean, you never know. Stuff could happen, but I really hope to still be doing this.
Yeah. If you would have asked us that 4 or 5 years ago, I don't think any of us would have ever been able to comprehend that we'd be in a different country touring and, releasing CDs on a record label and everything. I mean, life happens fast, and a lot can happen in 3 and 4 years, 4 and 5 years. So, I mean, it's really tough to say. Obviously, we'd all love to still be playing music, but you never know. Maybe we will still be playing music, maybe on a bigger scale, maybe on a smaller scale. You never really know.
What are your plans for the rest of the year, except for recording tours and stuff?
Just
Yeah.
tour forever.
Touring after, yeah, we're booked the whole rest of the year, even after Warped Tour. Not really anything we're allowed to tell you guys yet, but we are just on the road forever.
Yep.
So
You never get sick of touring?
I love it. I mean, towards the end of tour, you're ready to go home and reset for maybe a week or so. But that's all I need. If I go home for a week, I'm ready to go. I mean, even I went home for 24 hours before we flew over here.
yeah,
And even that was almost enough. Like, I felt all right, you know. We love doing this. We're road warriors. This is what we signed up for. This is what we love to do. So just keep touring forever.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Do you have anything you want to say to your European fans?
Yeah, come see us on tour. Like I said, we're going to be out forever.
Yeah.
And the new album comes out this fall sometime.
yeah, sometime. And if you don't catch us around, we're coming back as often as we can. So I mean, we'll be here definitely at some point. Please come out and hang out. Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
This is a run wedding. Just kidding. I want to see. This is a single.